Mike was wearing one of those double-buckled belts with each buckle having 2 buckle pins apiece. Talk about overkill, but then again, it was sure effective. It would have taken a team of 20 horses to pull those pants off him. As it was, it took me a moment or two to get the belt unbuckled and his pants unbuttoned and unzipped. To my surprise, as I pulled his pants down, Mike wasn't wearing any underwear, but that isn't what surprised me the most. Mike had a full-on stiffy that popped out of his pants and stick out at a ski pointing at a 45-degree angle. At first, I was lost with what to do, and when I looked up at Mike, he, unlike at the party, where he had been staring at the ceiling, was looking down at me and smiled wickedly. I decided that the best course of action was to ignore it and act like it wasn't even there. "Okay, lay down on the floor," I told him. When he moved, his penis shook like a tightly tensioned spring. "Spread your legs, please," I said, as I reached between his legs to apply the diaper cream. When the cold cream made contact with his skin, Mike sucked in a quick breath and made a small gasping sound. "Cold?" I asked. He nodded and smiled wider, if that was possible. When it came time to apply the cream to his bottom, I decided to lift one of his legs. He made that same sound when my fingers brushed over his poop hole, and this time, he squirmed a bit. "That tickle?" I asked. He nodded again and grunted, "Ooh." I'm not sure what possessed me to do it, but I applied more cream to my index and middle fingers and returned them to his hole. I smeared the cream around so that his hole had become completely coated in white, and then I applied a bit of pressure with my 2 fingers. They both slipped into Mike as easy as could be. Mike's entire body rose off the bathroom floor as he groaned, and his penis began to throb. "Don't want to risk you getting a rash, now do we?" I said to him. He was biting his bottom lip and he shook his head wildly from side to side. I removed my fingers, reapplied some diaper cream to them, and then began to butter his abdomen and nut sack. Mike's entire body had begun to tremble and quake. With each rubbing motion his body would shudder, and when I began to apply the diaper cream directly to his thin, ridged penis, Mike's back arced, and he moaned softly. 3 seconds later, Mike's entire body froze up, his toes pointed down and his fingers went straight. I'm no idiot, I knew what was happening to him, and oddly enough, I was okay with it. 3 quick squirts of thin, ever so opaque, semen streamed out of Mike as he lay there motionless, not breathing at all. When he finally exhaled, his body began to go soft, all except for his penis, which was still rock hard and standing up from his body as if to say that it was ready for round 2. I took out a baby wipe and cleaned up the few spots of semen from Mike's belly while he laid gasping and huffing for air. Not another word was uttered between us as I slid one of Mark's diapers under Mike's bottom, pulled it up between his legs and taped it tightly into place. I was a little concerned about Mike's penis pointing up and worried that if he peed like that, the pee might shoot right out the top. However, I know from experience how much it hurts to force an erect penis down when it doesn't want to be down. Seeing Mark's diaper on Mike reminded me of Eben. It wasn't quite as big on Mike, but it still looked several sizes too big for him and rode up so high that it almost went up to Mike's nipples. Getting Mike redressed turned out to be easier than I was expecting. Mike had purposefully worn loose-fitting pants. I knew this, even though he didn't tell me. It was obvious to me that he had thought it out beforehand. I didn't have to fasten the belt for him. He did that on his own, and then pulled his shirt down over it. "How's that? Think anyone can tell?" he asked. "No. Not at all." I lied. Mike surprised me by what he did next. I was still kneeling on the bathroom floor, putting the diaper supplies back into Mark's backpack when Mike launched himself at me. He wrapped his arms around my neck and squeezed. "Thank you, Daddy," he said, and then kissed my neck just below my left earlobe. It was all I could do to contain my amusement as the two of us walked out of Super America. Mike was waddling so exaggerative that there was no way anyone could not guess that he was wearing a diaper. Before leaving, I went to the back of the store, got 5 Cokes, and then went up to pay for them. There was a girl behind the counter who was ringing up the drinks. As she did this, she was also keeping an eye on Mike, who was standing just outside the door, talking with the other guys. "Is your little brother handicapped or something?" she asked. He's not my brother, but yeah, he was dropped when he was a baby. I said, trying my best not to make eye contact while handing her a $10 bill. Oh, that is so sad. Is that why he's wearing the diaper? She asked, and I swear, I nearly passed out. Yeah, but he's kind of sensitive about it. I said. Oh, okay then, she said with a shrug as she gave me my change. I think my heart stopped when she asked, so then, why are all the others wearing diapers too? They all have similar problems and I take care of them. Today, we are on an outing. I couldn't believe how easily the lies were coming to me. Oh, that is so nice of you to take care of special children like that, she said, and God help me, I couldn't stop myself from looking up into her pale green eyes. Yeah. Helping them, I said, sounding like a retard myself. So do you even have to change their diapers and stuff? She asked, twirling her hair with one finger. Without answering that question, I quickly escaped from the store and told the guys, come on, let's get going, and began to walk kind of quickly while holding on to Sean and Mike's hands while Mark got Damien back up on his back. After we were out of sight of the store, I told the guys about the cashier and what she had said. Poor little Damien turned so red, I thought he was going to stroke out on us, but Mike just smiled and laughed it off. Sean was the only one that seemed slightly disturbed by it, but that seemed to pass quick enough.